the spirit and breath of our lives, the emotions. They determine our reactions and give color to our world. The one who masters his emotions also masters his actions, and the one who masters his actions is the creator of his future reality. Today, I will tell you about the Brown brothers. Both were separated from each other at a young age due to the divorce of their parents, and they both grew up differently. Today they are adults and both have different worldviews, different goals, and both ultimately have two different paths in life. This is Tom. In his view, there are two kinds of people in this world: winners and losers. Those who want to be great and successful must defeat everyone else, fight all against each other, and only the strongest survive. And you must determine who fights with you at your side and who you must defeat. As a child, Tom looked up to the heroes of ancient mythologies and admired their highest virtues: courage and bravery. He wanted to be just like them, leaders and not followers. Since he never had much, he had to work hard for everything he wanted. Through this, he developed the belief that the outcome of a person's life determines only by his actions, and everyone must take full responsibility for what happens to them. Towards himself, Tom was always the hardest, both mentally and physically, because he himself was always his greatest enemy. There was no one he wanted to defeat more than himself. One day, he met a homeless man. The man asked him for some change. Tom saw only one thing in this man: a loser. How could this man let himself be defeated to such an extent? What mistakes did he have to make to end up like this? Why doesn't he do anything to put himself out of this misery? To Tom, it was quite clear. This man is on the lazy path. He takes from hard-working people, but himself does nothing. He takes from people who have made good decisions, who have given a lot to be where they are today. And those people shouldn't be punished by those who made bad choices. Tom thought to himself, if he wants something to eat, a fish won't help him. He has to learn how to fish. He will not even get a penny from me, because that would only encourage and support his destructive life behavior and bad attitude. Either he learns through suffering, or he dies. Only in such a way and not differently this world functions. This is Jerry. In his view, there are two kinds of people in this world: those with the power to help and those who need to be helped. For Jerry, there was nothing greater than helping the people who does not have anything to live a better life. When Jerry was a child, he admired the several spiritual leaders who loved all people and lived to help. He lacked nothing during childhood and felt happy and very grateful to have everything he had. Therefore, he felt obligated to help those who had less than he did. One day, Jerry also met a homeless man. The man asked him for some change to satisfy his hunger. Jerry thought to himself, this man had been abandoned by society. This thought caused such a deep sadness in Jerry that he wanted to cry. How could we, as a society, allow people to be miserable, that they had to beg for their survive? Life is difficult to cope with, and anyone could find themselves in such a situation. Jerry immediately followed his impulse and took some money out of his pocket and handed it to the man. Let's compare these two brothers. Both encountered a homeless man, but each viewed the man in a different light. Tom saw a defeated man, and Jerry saw an abandoned man. Because of their different perceptions, both also felt different emotions. The feelings and thoughts were influenced by what they thought they saw. But in fact, neither knew anything about who the man was or how he got into such a situation. These two are no exceptions. We are all surrounded by invisible structure called culture and environment. And with this knowledge, it is possible to navigate safely through this world. Tom grew up in a structure of personal responsibility, a world consisting of strength and weakness. He is only able to see people in this way, and it is all he knows. Jerry grew up in a structure of collective responsibility, a world of the unfortunate and the fortunate. He is only able to see people in this way. It is all he knows. For both men, emotions are tools. In Tom's world, anger is a useful tool that gives him strength, his highest ideal. In Jerry's world, empathy is a useful tool for helping people and making the world a better place, his highest ideal. Now a question arises. If this invisible structure that these men live in could be changed by undoing the books they read or the family they had, would they have a different perception of this world? If they had a different perception of the world, would they feel differently? A master of emotions is the one who is able to change invisible structures around him. Therefore, one is able to gather a variety of ways of doing things, to see the same scenario in a different way. They would be neither Tom nor Jerry. They would be both. Depending on the circumstances, they could become one. Emotional mastery is about giving multiple meanings to the same circumstances. It is about seeing all the possible realities that could exist. It is about looking at a homeless person and seeing that their situation could be a byproduct of their personal choices. Or it could be the byproduct of our cultural failure. It doesn't mean that these two men with different thoughts can change their feelings from one moment to the next. However, they can experience a different worldview to be able to look at things with different eyes in the future. They can find a new way of seeing things and how they react to them. The only thing they have to do is listen. Listen to what different forms the world can take. Listening to what perspective others have. Was the homeless person asked for his perspective? Because if so, they would have seen the whole situation through different eyes. So, how can you control your emotions? By listening and adopting new views that you hadn't heard before. To feel differently, you have to see differently. To see differently, you have to gain knowledge that you don't have yet. And to gain knowledge that you don't have yet, you have to experience new things. And the first step to gain new knowledge is to subscribe to this channel, activate the bell and leave a like so you don't miss any new videos. Because just by listening, you are able to perceive a new way, a new pattern and a new perspective. By doing so, you open up a whole new level of meaning.